Hello folks, thanks for coming to A Automotive Reviews. And today we're going to talk about the Bronco. We're going to talk about the underbody of the Bronco. We're going to talk about the skid plates. We're going to talk about the recovery points and how important it is to make sure that those items are fully functioning when you do take your Bronco out and about and you are enjoying it in the outdoors and pushing it to its limit as far as the outdoors is concerned, but not too much to the limit. Unless you got a big pocketbook, then you can do that. But this is Bronco, baby, and the Bronco is off the chain, baby. Every time I look at this Bronco, I just think of myself, wow. I mean, look at the recovery points up here and up here in the front. It's just awesome, folks. These recovery points are off the chain right now. They're big, they're beefy. There's something different. They're not like the Jeep Wrangler or the JL Wrangler. They're more stronger. They're, durable and different every angle. I mean, this one is definitely nice. It's got the fog lamps. It's got the everything about Bronco is just, it has it. The recovery points, the protection, and get that Bronco out in the sand for high speed sand driving, basically what we see here. Now the Bronco has the fuel tank skid plates. You definitely need that, folks. So you don't want to rupture your fuel tank, and you want to make sure you keep it protected. And then you have the skid plates for the front, protecting the oil pans and everything else. This is a pretty nice setup right here, folks. You're always gonna make sure that this is stay protected and that everything is well bolted together. Because even though you take your Bronco to the dealer, you want to make sure that they, after the oil change and everything else, that everything is protected and everything in its right place. But it's so important that the recovery points in the underbody is functioning at its highest potential. Underbody protection and recovery points definitely needed. Even with the ground clearance and the small overhangs, it's important to protect critical underbody components and the body shield. Now we know the JL Wrangler underbody is quite well protected with rib steel skid plates for the 17.5 gallon tank and for the 21.5 for the 4-door. This right here is the concept, and you can also see the concept. You see the skid plates here too as well. And we can make that even bigger so you can take a closer look. You can see it even got the foot so you can climb in. But you gotta have this, got to be strong, because this is gonna be enduring. It's gonna have to hold up the weight of the Bronco. And this right here, as you can see here, the recovery points. You see that the winch, but as you see when the wrench is up on here, the recovery points are still here. We just can't see them in this picture. But we can take a closer look to see. Yeah, the recovery points are right here, as you can see. They're now part of the bar. It appears as though it is. That's also where the winch is grabbing. Thank God for zoom, folks. Look at the interior of this baby. Those grab handles are off the chain. They are definitely nice, folks. We're gonna stay looking at this. Is the Jeep JL Wrangler, the recovery points, the tow hook, and there's one recovery point here. Not as beefy as the Bronco's recovery points, but the Wrangler JL does have it, folks. Now the underbody in this one is quite well protected. Fuel tank and transfer case, as well as a little bar under the transmission oil pan, and an optional steel steering skid plate, which is optional. I mean, how can you have that being optional? Because you never know what's gonna happen. You basically want that kind of stuff standard. You know, because you want the protection. You don't want anything to go wrong. You also have the body mounted rock rails, which you can't see in this picture, but here is the Bronco. And you can see the steel ear dam protection for the steering. And then you have here the steel bar below the transmission oil pan. And then you have here the transfer case skid plate. And then you have the fuel tank skid plate, of course. And then you have the body mounted rails, which are extremely important. Let's take a closer look. This is how the underbody of your Ford Bronco looks. And quite honestly, they made sure that it has all the protection that it needs. Now, I just had to go back and look at some more of these pictures. And this right here, the recovery points. You can see the recovery points in the Bronco are quite beefy. You got a lot of, and also the tow hook is also a recovery point too as well. So you can get out of a rut or get out if you're stuck or anything. You're going to need the protection and you're going to need the help in order to be recovered. Now, before passing judgments, based on the engineers, the Bronco belly that we saw here seems like it's quite protected. Rock rails should keep it from the rocks from dinging the body, and the detachable plastic fender flares will take the brunt of the off-roading, especially when you're going through dense forests and tight rock gardens. So there's going to be some, it's going to be some dings and stuff like that, but everything in this baby is also replaceable. From the body panels, they're all replaceable too as well, to make it a little easier and perhaps nicer on the budget if anything does, get off the chain while you're off-roading and enjoying your Bronco. Now, the Wrangler also has a hitch on the rear and a singular driver's side hook instead of a loop. And let's take a closer look at that. You can see these are hooks instead of a loop. I would rather have the loops instead of the hook, because I want to know that it's not going to come apart. I mean, you can't just pull this from any angle. You have to do it from straight, otherwise it'll just come right off. But it's cool to have recovery points than not to have recovery points. And again, this is the beefier looking recovery points. And again, this is the Bronco in its element, folks. And it is quite beefy. It's got a great look to it, folks. The one thing about the Bronco, if you go back and look at the Bronco, the recovery hooks sort of look like fangs instead of looking like the Bronco. And then like fangs above the front bumper, and that looks sort of odd. Now the Jeep hooks may allow you to throw a tow rope or a tow strap loop around them quickly and intuitively. But the Bronco's fully enclosed recovery points are stronger. And it's hard to know for sure until you tested them on the Bronco and took it to the limit. But from looking at the Bronco, I think it's going to live up to I think the recovery points are going to live up to the standard. Because they look quite damn strong. This is Bronco, baby. And Bronco is off the chain. And this is going to be, this is just going to be a long relationship. Because I know I'm definitely going to get one. I just don't know when. But when I do get one, it's going to be a long relationship, because I know this baby is going to last. And I know I want that leather interior, because I like baseball gloves, and I like the fact that it ages. I like the leather, you know, the steering wheel leather will age just right. You know, just take great care of it. Get some off-roading done. Get the cameras out. Bring it to a automotive review so you guys can take a look. I don't know when I'll be able to purchase it, and sooner or later we'll be having this picture to be able to show you a real live picture of the Bronco going through its paces. And staying safe, folks. Stay safe out here, and stay strong. Zay Automotive Reviews. Thanks for watching. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And again, it's recovery points, and the protection is so important. Until then, guys, stay strong, stay healthy. Remember, like, share, and subscribe.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more interesting videos.